Much a second suspect is now in jail for his part in a shooting at a Madison apartment complex that happened back in July. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley working the details on this one from the CJC and some new developments. Cuthbert?
Yeah, Steve, we actually just got word of this arrest. It happened last night around 6:30, but police have been sending out several notices to the public urging anyone to come forward. They really wanted to grab this guy, put him behind bars, and he finally is this morning. Here's what we know. Here's a look at this guy. We're talking about 32-year-old Terrence Bradley. He's in jail right now on charges of attempted criminal homicide, aggravated burglary, and aggravated assault. His arrest stems from a fight that started between several juveniles at an apartment complex back in July. Now, a parent broke up that fight before things got too serious, but the mother of one of those juveniles is allegedly accused of calling Bradley to that apartment complex. That's when police say Bradley, along with 19-year-old Hurley Brown and another suspect, forced their way into the apartment where some of those juveniles were hiding out, and an argument broke out, another argument broke out, and then Bradley is accused of shooting an adult in the leg before leaving the scene. But he wasn't seen again until yesterday afternoon around 6:30 when he was arrested, and this is his criminal history. You can see just how many pages it is. It's more than 10 pages. He's been sentenced to prison twice, one for an aggravated assault charge and another for a felony cocaine conviction. He was actually just sentenced to 5 years in prison earlier this year for that cocaine charge. Then he had this situation, and now he's in jail this morning on several charges, as I said. And also 19-year-old Hurley Brown, he was arrested earlier this month, and they still have yet to identify the third suspect who is involved in the situation, but no doubt good news this morning that Bradley is finally in jail. Reporting live here at the Criminal Justice Center this morning, I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thank you. Here in Nashville, someone went to the health department worried that they had Ebola. Now, the patient really did not have any symptoms, but they were concerned. They had been in contact with someone who had recently come from Nigeria. They went to TriStar Summit Medical Center in Hermitage and were told the likelihood that they have Ebola very low to zero. Nigeria was declared Ebola-free by the World Health Organization earlier this week after a small outbreak there. Again, no confirmed cases of the Ebola virus anywhere in Tennessee.
And new this morning, a masked man who robbed a thrift shop is on the run. Springfield police say the 6'4" man with a large build and raspy voice walked into Nonstop thrift store on Highway 41 South yesterday afternoon. He was wearing large sunglasses and a ski mask. The robber demanded cash and implied that he had a weapon, and he got away with some money before police arrived. If you know anything about the crime, call Springfield Police.
Also new this morning, several people hurt in a multi-vehicle accident overnight. Happened around 8 o'clock in the northbound lanes of Highway 109 between Highway 70 and the Gallatin Bridge in Wilson County. Two seriously injured people were taken to the hospital by life flight. There was a third person that suffered a broken leg. They were driven to the hospital. Now, the road was shut down for about an hour and a half while the crews were working that scene. A frightening evening for a family that got caught in a drive-by shooting. It happened on Daniel Street up in Clarksville Wednesday night. A teenager was in his room around 10:30 when he says a bullet came right through the wall into his room. 4 other people were also home. Luckily, no one hurt. Police found 4 bullet holes in the house, but no arrests have been made.
And the man who tried abducting a college student on Vanderbilt's campus is behind bars this morning. Authorities caught up with Scott Wallace in Florida. He's been wanted since September when police say he tackled and tried kidnapping a woman as she was crossing 25th Avenue south at Just Neely Drive. St. Augustine Beach police stopped Wallace yesterday when they ran the tags on his white Chevy van. It showed he was a wanted man. Now the Metro Police fugitive team will bring him back to Tennessee to face charges.
Happening today, more legal maneuvering in the days leading up to the Vanderbilt rape trial. Defense attorneys expected to file more pretrial motions today. They want the judge to allow an expert to testify that the defendant you saw on the stand there, Brandon Vandenberg, was simply too drunk to be held responsible for what happened. And they also want to ban the alleged victim from testifying during the trial. They argue that she was allowed to watch a hearing on closed-circuit TV from the district attorney's office without the defense knowing it. And they say that's a violation that should keep her from taking the stand. That trial, by the way, begins November the 3rd. We're going to have gavel-to-gavel coverage of that right here on News Channel 5 Plus.
And Davidson County Judge Casey Moreland has been publicly reprimanded for his role in a high-profile domestic violence case. The Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct determined yesterday that Moreland violated 3 judicial canons and state law. In June, Moreland waived a 12-hour cooling-off period for prominent real estate developer David Chase, who had been charged with domestic assault. Chase was released and then allegedly attacked the victim again. Moreland was reelected as a General Sessions judge last August, despite calls from numerous leaders for him to resign.
A plane that took off from Tennessee collided with a helicopter in mid-flight. Happened yesterday up in Maryland near the airport there. The plane was headed there after taking off from the Cleveland Regional Jetport over in Cleveland, Tennessee, in East Tennessee near Chattanooga. The helicopter was on a training mission. 3 people died. 2 others were injured. The FAA and NTSB are both investigating. And a fisherman is now missing for more than 35 hours. His empty boat was discovered on Percy Priest Lake. Emergency crews spent all day yesterday on the lake looking for 49-year-old Troy Stafford. Here's the Sky 5 HD view, and you see the boat right there. It was found Wednesday night. The engine was turned off. No sign of Stafford. His family says the last time they heard from him was a text message around 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon.